Christians might ask why we need a red heifer or a red cow and why we need the third temple for that matter. The answer is we don't. But those practicing Judaism think that they do. Jews believe these things are their source of purity and righteousness before God. Christians know their purity comes from the once and for all sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. But those in Judaism don't have faith in Jesus, so they think they have to rely on the Old Testament systems of the Mosaic Law to grant them these things. Now, Christians don't need red heifers for purity, but they do need them so that Jesus will come back. What am I talking about? Well, they need them because of prophecy. The written word of God is going to require sacrifices on the Temple Mount. Jesus will not return until the man of sin, the Antichrist, takes away the twice daily sacrifices, so they have to start. The first step or linchpin in all of this is the start of those twice daily sacrifices by the Jews on the Temple Mount. The rest of the events that we mentioned are all dependent on those sacrifices starting. And the red heifers are key, after all, to getting the animal sacrifices started on the Temple Mount. You might ask, why is that? Because without the sacrifice of the red heifer, those in Judaism don't think their priests are pure enough to ascend the Temple Mount and do the sacrifices. So once they sacrifice a red heifer, they will feel pure enough to ascend the Temple Mount and do the twice daily sacrifice, and then probably build the third temple. Then the Antichrist can come, and then finally Jesus can come. But the red heifer is key to all that starting. Now you're probably aware that Christian ranchers from Texas provided to the Temple Institute in Israel, who's trying to rebuild the temple, with 5 unblemished heifers in September 2022. These heifers were taken to the area of Shiloh, you might pronounce it Shiloh, where the ancient tabernacle was, and they were housed there. As of October 2023, 3 or 4 of the heifers were still unblemished and also became the right age to be sacrificed. This same group from Texas bought a plot of land on the Mount of Olives where this sacrifice could take place. Here's a short video clip taken from that exact plot of land.
The 5 red heifers are now in a secure, undisclosed location in Israel. Plans include moving them sometime soon to a visitor's center in Shiloh, where the tabernacle of the Lord once stood for nearly 400 years.
It had to be exactly at the front, a place that the priest that made this ceremony can see the Holy of the Holy Place.
Rabbi Yitzhak Mamo owns the land here on the Mount of Olives.
And we hope that in a year and a half from today, we can make here in this area the ceremony of the red heifer. That actually will be the first step to the temple. And they are pure, and they are waiting. So we have the priest, we have the red heifer, we have the land, and we have everything ready. We just need to wait another 1.5 years.
So we believe that it's very likely that the ceremony would happen somewhere in the area of Passover 2024 out to possibility of Shavuot 2024. Somewhere in that timeline, the cows would be old enough and it would be the proper timeline for that ceremony.